Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and in today's video we are once again recapping 2 more weeks of hygiene school, weeks 8 and weeks 9. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. Alright guys, so it's crazy that we're here. It's crazy that it has now officially, as of today, Friday, October the 19th, I have officially finished 9 entire weeks of dental hygiene school. If you asked me a couple of weeks ago if I thought that I would survive to this point, I would tell you no, and I'm probably still going to tell you no throughout the duration of this entire program. It is very trying, it is very intense, it is very stressful, it is a lot, as I continue to say all the time, but I know it's gonna be worth it in the end. So let's go ahead and get into the video now. All right guys, so let's go ahead and start with week 8. I almost put 7. Let's start with week 8. On this week, I did not have class Monday and I did not have class Tuesday. That was absolutely amazing. I needed that mental break. Then Wednesday the 10th, we had to be there at 7:45 in the morning for our second skill evaluation, and this was on exploring. I went first. I had a partner and I had to go in, set up, disinfect, and place barriers on the entire room, grab my patient, and I had to explore surfaces of whatever teeth they told me to explore. So whenever they told me do this tooth, I would have to position my patient correctly, I would have to position myself correctly and in the correct clock position, I would have to know which instrument to use, and I would have to do the correct activation motion and everything like that. All in all, it wasn't too difficult, I didn't think. I got a 90 because I had my light on low the entire time, which is something that I'm struggling with right now because my eyes are not liking super bright lights and I see spots everywhere, but they count off if we have low light. So since I had a low light, they counted off for every single tooth that I did. They counted off for the low light. And then they said one of the times my thumb flexed on one surface that I did. So I got a 90, which is a B. Very depressing. I was very upset about it because personally I feel like I don't need to have my light that bright. My eye doctor has told me that I have better than perfect vision, and just common sense wise, obviously I don't really know what I'm talking about because I'm not an optometrist, but common sense would think like if this person cannot see very well and this person can see very well, which person is going to need more light to see well? And my eye doctor has told me that I have better than perfect vision, and I feel like my body seeing spots means that this is a problem and I don't need this. I don't need that level of brightness to see well. Anyway, so I'm really struggling with that. That is the main thing. And it's really frustrating to know that you did everything right in your skill eval, but you got a B because of the light. You know what I mean? It really irks. It really grinds my gears. For the afternoon, we were in the clinic from 1 until 5 doing our radiology labs, which is where we take an entire FMS on a Dexter, and that day I had to do 2 FMSs from 1 to 3. We are graded, I think I've talked about this the last video, but we do 8 total FMSs on this Dexter. They only take the top 2 for our actual grades. I think the first one that I got a 79 on, and the second one that I did, I got a 76 on, which sounds terrible, but she said that that's normal and at least it's passing. Anyway, so I took 2 that afternoon. Then that was it for that day. And then Thursday, we had class from 8:30 in the morning to 11:30. And that was radiology lecture. That day I had homework that was due. We have to do, for radiology, we have to do chapter review questions in the back of the chapters. That afternoon I missed class for personal reasons. That afternoon was inpatient care from 1 to 5. They went over medical history, I believe is what I missed. That is what my test is going to be on this coming Monday. And then the next day was Friday from 8 to 12. They had curette practice for the first time, but for personal reasons, I was not at school that day either. So that was the first day that they had curette practice. So sad I missed that, but it was necessary. Then that Monday, which was this past Monday, today's Friday, this was this past Monday for me, we had a test in pre-clinic from 8 till 9. That was on curettes. That was all that test was on. And then from 9 to 12, we had our Ho-Sickle probe lecture, and we basically just had a lecture over that for 3 hours. Then we had lunch from 12 to 1, and then that afternoon we had the same Dexter lab where we're taking FMSs. And I took 2 FMSs that day as well. Then the next day we did not have class that morning, but we did have a test at 1 o'clock in anatomy. That was our 3rd test in anatomy. We also had a bunch of worksheets due that day. And then after that test, we went over charting, arch form, and occlusion. And that was it for that day. That was from 1 until 5. Then the next day we had class at 9, and that was in patient care, and we went over vital signs. We learned how to take blood pressure, which was pretty cool and a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So we actually learned how to do it like with a stethoscope and a blood pressure cuff and all that stuff. That is also going to be on our test on this coming Monday for patient care. It's going to be on vital signs and medical history. But then that Wednesday afternoon, we had curette practice from 1 till 5. That was the first time that I got to do curette practice because I was gone from that Friday before, and it went pretty good. No complaints, no criticisms. Clinic's going pretty easy for me. Then Thursday, which is yesterday for me, we had a dental charting lab from 1 until 5, and that is where we literally practiced drawing out with like red and blue pen dental charting on paper, and then we also like kind of went over EagleSoft and just like how to chart in EagleSoft. That is the program that we use. And then today was Friday from 8 until 12. We had curette practice again, and that went really well. We have a lot more curette practices to go before our skill evaluation. Let me look here. So we have 6 more curette practices before our actual skill evaluation, and honestly, I don't even think, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's going really well for the amount of time that we've done it because at this point I've only done it twice, Wednesday and today. So I feel pretty good on it. The posteriors, some surfaces of the posteriors are kind of difficult to get in the right angle with, but I really think that that's just going to take time and practice and patience, which I fail to have a lot of the time. That is how the last 2 weeks went. I think that the stress and the anxiety is never going to go away with school. I think you get used to it. I think you learn how to adapt to it, but it's never fully gone. And I think what really makes a difference is self-care and choosing yourself above making A's potentially, which sounds crazy because everybody wants to make A's, especially people who go into dental hygiene school. They're used to making really good grades and stuff like that. But if you don't take care of yourself first, you're not going to do well in class, and you're not going to feel good at school, and you're not going to do well in clinic, you know? So for me, I take off 2 days during the week now. Well, really like a day and a half. So like for the rest of today, I'm not going to do anything for school. Today's Friday. And then all day tomorrow, I'm not doing anything for school. I'm going to study for that test on Monday, on Sunday, and then that's it. And you know what? If I didn't have a test Monday, I wouldn't study Monday, because I have to have those mental breaks. If I'm going 24/7 and I'm, you know, my brain is working every single day constantly, I'm not going to do well. I have to have those mental breaks. So really, the best advice that I can give someone who's going into this program or who's even in this program right now is you have to make time for yourself. You cannot live in a constant state of stress and mental exhaustion for the next 2 years. Like, you can't. It's not physically possible. And if it is, it's really bad for your body. So as much as I've already learned so much since I've started, I've already learned so much in these last 9 weeks on how to take care of myself and how to make sure that I am doing what I need to do health-wise, mental health-wise, and everything like that. People are just like, oh, you know, I'll sleep when I'm dead. But like, no, that's not gonna work like you want it to, because eventually you're gonna burn out, you're gonna be tired and all that kind of stuff. So that is one thing that I'm doing to make sure that I am able to function properly, is making sure that I'm getting those mental breaks in the weekend, making sure that Even if I'm stressed out about a test the next day, I'm not staying up late to study because I know that I won't be good on no sleep. Things like that, you know, making sure, paying attention to my water intake. When you get really busy, it's hard to pay attention sometimes to how much water you're drinking and what kind of food you're eating, and all of those things are what your body thrives off of. So you have to focus on those things and make sure that self-care is at the very top of your list before school, because if you're not good, you're not gonna do good. That's something that I'm gonna learn more and more how to do over the next year and 6.5 months. It's a process, and I think I was talking to my friend about this today. I think that it's going to help me in my life in general, because that's something that I've never been good at doing, you know, previous to this program. So anyway, that's my little spiel for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you can see the next year and a half. You got a long way to go, y'all, so y'all need to buckle up for the ride. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.